Hey everyone, we are live. So this is going to be a slightly different video format. This will be Q&A for some of the questions on some of my latest videos, as well as we are going to do a deep dive, this time a dark mode deep dive into a close-up view of our corals. I'm going to make sure that you can hear me, see me, the whole 9 yards. Let's just see. Okay. I just want to make sure that you can hear me well. Please let me know in the comments. And while we are kind of getting going, I just thought I would give you a little backstory. In the last couple of weeks, I really have been starting to focus on polyp extension. I think my coral coloration is as good as it ever been. Hi Todrick. And this time around I want to embark on a next frontier, which is polyp extension in our Acropora coral. And this is a morning show. This is not the regular time when there's tons of viewers, but I figured I'd try something different, and also this is an opportunity to see a few folks from Europe log in. So let's see how that goes. But the goal for today's video is to talk all things polyp extension and just kind of catch up on what I've learned, what I've done. And one of my biggest concerns, I think this is what you have to start with, is making sure that your system is as pest-free as it can possibly be. Because there's all this conversation about red bugs and Acropora eating flatworms and you name it. There's white bugs. So red bugs, white bugs, gray bugs, and some of them are super mysterious. Some of them take 3 times more interceptor dose than the other ones. Some have to go through a lot more iterations of dosing interceptor. And just to put things to rest, I want to make sure that there's no live rock left unturned. And so I literally I'm going, and I went at night. I put on a headlamp and I took this macro. I'm going to start playing this macro so that you can actually see it kind of in the background. I took that macro of my different corals. So you'll see a lot of them here, and try to examine it at night because, like I said before, I didn't see any red bugs. But when I post that on my YouTube channel, folks are still kind of going, well, you may not have red bugs, but you may have white bugs, and guess what? White bugs only. So here's a good example, and I'm going to pause here just to show you what I'm talking about. So apparently white bugs they're super mysterious. They only come out at night, or it's gray bugs. I'm not sure, and they're completely different. They're very sneaky. You have to catch them in action. Like it's kind of really out there. But I figured it's a good challenge, and I like a good challenge. So this is me doing it. I have my trusty macro lens, and I went when it's dark, when all those white bugs and gray bugs have to have the time of their life, sitting on Acropora doing their crazy stuff. And then I took a bunch of videos up close, and I'm gonna watch them with you, and we will talk, and I'll answer some of your questions, and we're gonna try to catch those guys in action, so to speak. And it's morning here in Northern America. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and it's pretty horrible outside. But what else? What can be better than having a morning coffee that I prepare and geeking out on some of this Acropora stuff. So let's. I've paused this video because I did see something that's kind of weird. Let's see if we can catch it in action. I'm gonna move my camera a little bit here so you can see it. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Now I think we've got a few more people joined, so let's get going. And I'm still new to a lot of this YouTube stuff, so you can. But like, I'm not new to YouTube, but I'm new to this podcasting thing. But I thought it would be a really fun little exercise. So we've got one coral. I started with Valida. So this one here is Acropora valida. Let's just quickly go back. Why? Because I find that usually they are the bug magnet. For whatever reason, some of the corals are really hard to catch those bugs in action. And like I said, we are kind of hunting for bugs in this video, but I will talk about Acropora eating flatworms here as well. And then we'll talk about polyp extension and everything that I've done and what I'm planning to do. This is going to be fun. But Valida is the magnet for Acropora. Sorry, for the bugs. I usually would find that if you do have them, it would be covered with them. And as you can see, there's absolutely nobody here. Like I couldn't really see anything. And let's just freeze the frame here. We are not seeing anything. Now, this is the second coral. And I think it was some sort of maybe Bill Murray or something similar. And you can see it's the red is on top, but there's like this white speck, for example, right in the middle of the screen. I don't think it's a bug. And if anything, like I've showed this video at 4K and I'm looking at it and I really don't know what that is. Let's quickly go back and I'll see if I can maybe zoom in. I feel like Harrison Ford in Blade Runner, Enhance. Okay, so that thing does look a little bit weird. But what I'm gonna do, so that again, full transparency. Let's geek out. Let's actually see what's happening here. I will show you. So this is the original video. I will just kind of go to that particular spot. So we are, 27 seconds into the video. So I will pull it up here and we will enhance. We will go all Harrison Ford on this thing. And I will share with you the origin. And let's see if we can actually get a little bit up close even here. So just bear with me here. I'm gonna add one more screen. Like we're gonna get close. I promise that. So screen capture, we'll do, this is gonna be Final Cut Pro. This is what I use for my video editing. Ooh, that's not what we want. 1 second, let's do it one more time. So screen capture. We will do new, and I don't want to do that. One more time. Screen capture, add existing. All right, well, you know what? I will actually do that then. Right here. I'll take a photo of this app up close. So this is, we're trying to understand what is that little speck here. That's kind of bugging me because I want to make sure that If this is a bug, we will find out in a second. Max screen capture. Interesting. Like okay, I'll do it one more time. So screen capture 3. Okay, I have it now. Window capture, QuickTime, and we want Final Cut Pro, which is right here. Perfect. All right, we are cooking with gas now. So here is my, here we are. Okay. So, yeah, I told you I will persevere here. Let me put myself here so you can actually still see me. Okay. And now that's the place right here. So why, like, okay, so what is this thing? Let's zoom in. So remember, I have a 4K camera here, and I am like really interested in understanding what those little things are. So I'm gonna zoom into 200. See, I told you there's gonna be a Harrison Ford thing here. What did he say then? He said closer. So let's go closer. Okay, I think this is pretty close. I'm gonna get it all the way in the middle for you. And then we're gonna go back and forth until it will, okay. This is a little bit closer. And so you kind of see it. I don't think it's a white bug, personally. It is a white spot of some sort. And maybe, I think this is this, and keep in mind, the size of this thing, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the corallite, you can see the actual polyp right next to it, and the polyp is bigger than this. But as I said, I'm not leaving anything unturned, and I just want to see if we can catch this thing in action. It's definitely not moving. It's kind of there, and it's almost like it's like 2 eggs of some sort. Now, I don't think it is. I've never seen anything like that. And look, this is marine life, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, so we've got something. I don't think this is a white bug, but it's almost like a couple of eggs of whatever, and it's high up on the coral. So I'm not sure. We're gonna see a lot more videos, and I think this is kind of, so far this is the only thing that we've seen on the second coral. But let's get going. So I'm gonna go back to gonna turn off this, and we are back to playing the video. Okay, now so that was the thing. Do we want to zoom in on, is it the same area? Right here. I think maybe here we will see it a little bit better. I think this is another spot, or maybe it's the same thing, but let's take a look. So it's at 33 seconds, and I will just go turn on the 33-second mark, and we'll take a look at it again. This is painstaking, and I'm sure this is yeah. So Emmanuel, to answer your question, I use a Sony FX3 camera, and it's a full frame, and I use a 90mm macro Sony lens. Okay, so let's go to 33 seconds, and first we're gonna start with a slightly higher resolution right here. So remember that other clutch of whatever? That is this one here. My goal is to get those polyps really out. And I really want to get to, like, the whole point of this series of videos is to have a definitive guide on how to have a regular hobbyist get the maximum polyp extension. There's too much anecdotal information, but not enough, I think, to kind of get us where we want to go. Now, let's zoom in on this one, and let's see what we can find. Okay, I think here is good. Maybe let's get to 400. Okay, like this is really really close. And why is it not showing up here? Hold on a sec. I will do the 200 zoom. Yeah, okay. I think you can see it now here. Get a little bit closer, see if we can, if it is ever going to be in focus again. This is not easy to get this going, but you know what? That's another one. I don't think it's a white bug. What do you think? Something, but I do not think that it is a white bug. That's another one. Like, it's almost like a clutch of something. Maybe it's some eggs, and maybe, remember, I did do an interceptor dose 2 weeks ago, I want to say. It was a massive dose. So, but maybe there's eggs. I really do not know. Look at that. So this is as good as it's going to get, I think, in terms of us understanding what it is. Okay, let's get going. So that's another one little guy. And as we look now, I'm kind of shooting things in the dark. Here's I think it might have been the same coral or similar coral. I took it all at night. So this is where we are catching those little pesky guys in action. And let's take a look at what's happening here. Let's do a few code freezes. I think it's the same spot as before. Yeah, look at this. I think this is a good example of whatever that white thing is. It's doesn't appear to be, it's almost like a slime of some sort that just kind of got stuck. That's a good example of that. So I don't think it's eggs. I think it's just something white that kind of got stuck, but it's definitely not a copy pod. This is not a bug of any kind. Here we are. Ooh. Yeah, like look at this. This is really interesting. Okay, well, and notice everything else is clean. So other than like that thing that kind of sticks out, there's another thing. Now, these things here are all correlates. Like this is all like normal parts of the coral that are just new growth and new things that kind of form, but these are definitely not bugs. But we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna quickly pause here and just kind of ask you, like, why are the polyps not out even more? Why do a few folks have these? This is now an official Acropora greeting. Apparently a few folks commented in the last video. So this is when I was kind of explaining what a coral polyp is. And now if one Acropora person is greeting another Acropora person, high-end reefers, like, we can do this. It started with this, with this podcast. Okay. Let's get going. Now we are looking from the top, I just wanted to take a look at the top and look how beautiful this is. I mean, don't get me wrong, the polyps are definitely out. I just think that they could be out even more. And this is at night, so this is the time when it really happens. Bon dia, amigos aquaristas. Buenos dias. Yes. Welcome to today's little episode here. I think we're really geeking out here. So whoever is joining today's podcast is like the most hardcore of the most hardcore reefers, which is cool. Okay, now we are looking here. I don't see anything here that we will see. Yeah, so here's another good example. See that little white thing in the corner? That is, I think it's just something like it could be maybe a piece of food or something that just kind of got stuck to the coral. I'm not sure, but look how clean everything is. There's no bite marks. There is nothing. So that's another one. So like you see that little white dot here. That is not a bug. This is just a new growth of the called it. So like these are not. I don't have any bugs. Like when folks say do another treatment of interceptor, do another one. I don't know why. What are we trying to achieve? Like, why are we doing this? All right, this is beautiful. This is actually truly, truly beautiful stuff. Right over here. That's insane. I absolutely love it. Oh, so look at that. Okay, so see, we had some movement here. But see that little white thing right there? Now, just for reference in terms of what is the size of what we're looking at. That black thing, that's the tip of my finger in the glove. That big white gray ring, that's just a base of a coral plug. So what we're seeing here is so minuscule that you're never gonna see it with your naked eye, or even I think if you have like a jeweler's loupe or something, you will probably not gonna see it as well. But it's kind of fun that we will see this little thing that's kind of going like this, but that's not a bug. That's just so it's like a white speck of whatever it is. And I have some more on my glove right there. Look at that. Interesting. So we've got that. Let's keep going. So we are doing a little bit more of this. Zinot saying white spot thing is mesenterial filaments. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. So I don't think we have anything crazy here from that perspective. Okay. What else have we got here? That's yet another thing here. So here there's a few kind of not bite marks, but something. But it could be a scratch. It could be somebody eating at it. Later on, we will see one coral that did have some sort of a bite mark, but that bite mark was not. I think it's maybe it's a worm of some sort that lives there, or maybe it's another animal. I don't know. We'll get there in a second. So we've got one more thing here. Let's just see. That's another coral up close. I don't see any white bugs whatsoever. and notice no eggs, and I will be showing some of the underlying base of coral as well, and I didn't really see anything. Sorry that things sometimes are not quite in focus. The way I do the video is the camera is in manual focus. It's actually preset, but so let's just see here. You see, this is just a discoloration or just a different like little coloration on the coral. This is not there's nothing else to it. The coral is, so the macro lens is in fixed mode, and I actually just get the coral closer and further away to focus on different parts of it. That's usually how it is. Okay, we've got another one. And this guy, look how, yeah, the polyps are like out at night. They're just kind of moving. Let's see. And I notice I'm also doing underneath the coral from the top. No, look at that. That's a beautiful shot right here. Should like it. I'm gonna take a little screenshot of that. Oh, and do one more. Okay, keep going. Look at that. This is, I think it's a pretty heavy coral. Why are the polyps not even further out? Okay, we've got another one. That one has never been, the best looker in my tank, but even here. See, so we've got a couple of little white things, but I don't think these are bugs. I do not think these are bugs. I think it's just the same kind of filament something or other right here. These are not bugs. And keep in mind, we are pixel peeping here. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty accurate representation. Could be anything, but I don't see it. This is a coral I recently got from another hobbyist. This is Maleficent. And look at that, the axial polyps are, so the polyps that you see, the clear ones that coming from the tips, are the axial ones that are kind of doing the feeding or whatever at night. It's kind of cool. Oh, so okay, so we've got somebody. Look at that. So you tell me, did we catch one, or is that a bug? Okay, is that a bug? We got somebody. Notice top of the screen, right there, and it flew away. So look at that. Phew. Like, what is that? What is this thing? Shall we zoom in on this? Like, this is, so we are what, 50, so we're 5 minutes 22 seconds into the video. So I'm going to go to the close up, 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Black bug. So okay, so is black bug a good bug or bad bug, or is it a copy pod? I'm really curious. Okay, we're gonna zoom in it in a second. So let's see, because I want to really understand. So it's 5 minutes and 6 seconds. If I go here, 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Why do I not see it on my other one? 1 second. Yeah, this is the one. So 5:06. Ah, I see. That's why. So 100. Let's first start with this one. So I'm gonna show you this in a second. Let's see if we can gonna get this going in this corner. And we're gonna catch this guy in action. Where was it? It was on 506. Oh, right here. So we got him. So now I'm going to zoom in on this. Harrison Ford, enhance. Get this all the way in the corner here. Okay, so this is the one. You guys should be able to see it. Okay, 1 second. You should be able to see it right here. See? Okay, so now it's right in the center of the screen. And let's go frame by frame here. See that little guy? So it's, first of all, it's attached to the polyp. And then it's kind of dangling. And then it will be, let's just move a little bit off to the side to make sure that we have them. Right here. I want to make sure you see it. And then boom, just disappears. Look at that. Now you tell me, is that a horrible bug that everybody was talking about that could be the cause for lesser polyp extension? I don't think so. Could be anything. And then, you know, it appears that it kind of blows away, but it also could be just something else that was stuck. And remember, there is flow in the tank. So what appears to be somebody jumping away, it could be just a flow, gust of flow. Reefer fish, as far as my knowledge goes, any bug on an acro spells trouble. Okay, I don't disagree, but you tell me whether you think this is a bug or this is just a piece of something that the coral picked up from the water column. Remember, there are particles there, and it just may look like a bug. Like it's not sitting on this thing. It is hard to sell. Yes. And remember, like that's why this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to kind of have as definitive of a thing as possible, but it's so hard. It's so hard to tell. Okay, let's keep going on this one. I'm going to change it back to 100. And I'm going to move it here so you can actually see it. Let's just see. You know what? No matter what, we will get to the bottom of it. I guarantee you that. Somehow. Okay, let's get going on the coral. And oh, that's so nice. Jen Coop purchased the water bugs based on my videos. Well, thank you, and you tell me how you like it. I'm curious. I like mine, so I'm curious whether you like yours. That's a great size as well, 330.7. Yes. So, let's get going on this one. We've got another one. My point is, if I had bugs to be concerned about, especially the ones that would affect the, I guess, the polyp extension, wouldn't I see not like one question mark, is it a bird, is it a plane kind of thing, but more of a, you know, here's a few here and the cluster here, and they kind of munching on this. I'm doing it at night. This is when the bugs really come out to play with the, you know, just kind of having fun. So I don't know. Okay, we've got Zinod saying white bugs will look like pods on acro skin. They all go into hiding. If you move the frag, you will see them. If you keep the frag close to the front glass and zoom in, try not to pick up frags. Come on. Okay, so okay, I will do another video where I'll do that. Why don't we do this as another challenge? Thank you very much. I like more work. I will do another video where I'll line up a few corals at camera level, you know, close enough to the glass but not too far, not too close, and I will do another one of those things and try to catch them in action. But so far, I hear you. So this is like little unicorns. They hide the moment you touch them, which I will a little bit question this, just because, like, how would the bug know that, like, I'm not touching the whole coral? Like, polyps are still out. So just because I've touched it from the bottom, especially when I do the colony, I don't think a bug that's 2-3 inches away or 10 centimeters away or whatever would kind of sense that, oh my god, somebody's here, let's all hide. Like, that's a little bit too much of a conjecture personally, but I don't know, maybe you're right. I'm just kind of saying this is kind of what I think. Okay, well, let's keep going. We're halfway through. Let's see if we can catch somebody else in action here. And we're gonna focus right here. Here. Look, like all polyps are out. And again, shouldn't there be like a couple of bugs kind of sticking out and looking with their like one eye out of those with the polyps? Like, wouldn't I be able to catch a glimpse of something like that? Because otherwise, what are we talking about here? Like, come on. You can always say then that there's always something like that. It's hard to treat something that you don't see. This is kind of how we were with maybe some of the parameters before we had all those checkers and everything else. So lots of anecdotal stuff, but that's the reason I'm doing this video right now. I wanna figure this one out because it's just too anecdotal. Okay, let's take another look. That's another one of those things. See, so here's like a little, maybe a discoloration, maybe it's a bite mark, but it's a big one. Like, this is actually something I think could be an animal of some sort. Maybe I have a crab that goes in and does that, or something else. That's a good example. Or maybe he was touching something and it was just kind of upset, but it's only in one place, so I'm not too concerned. But look at how well this photo turned out. Like, we're really up close. This is so close. Okay, do this, a little bit of that, and again, if I had bugs, so here I'm looking at underneath the plug just to see if there's anything there. And you know, there's copypods here, but like, that's a legit copypod. Come on, that's a good guy for sure. I know a good guy when I see one. That guy's good. There's another one. Like, look at all those crawlers. Like, I mean, they are totally fine. And by the way, kind of what you were saying. Like, these are not on the skin of the coral. They are underneath. Look, there's some things that have tentacles out. It's kind of crazy. Okay, this is bonsai. And again, bonsai is one of those corals that has a lot of bugs, in my opinion. And look at the skin here. I think it's pretty clean. I don't see anything. Look at that. Yeah, we've got stuff happening here. But like, why are these polyps kind of sunk in and not really out? That is the question. That's what we're trying to achieve with this series. But look, there's nothing on the skin. There's nothing in between. There's nothing kind of, in my opinion, even if, let's say, these white bugs are so advanced that they're like skittish and just do that. There's got to be a couple of guys that are like slower than others, and they're like just still there. And I would have caught them in action, I think, and I don't see any. So you tell me. All right, here's another one. This is a tort of some sort. Maybe it's an Oregon tort. Just kind of looking, checking. And again, the only spots that you will see, this is all little corallites that are trying to poke out of it. So nothing to be concerned about. I don't see anything here that is weird or concerned. That's where we are right now. This is from the top, because notice I take these videos, I examine things from the top and from the bottom. And honestly, I don't see anything. So you tell me if there's something. So I've been looking at this one for a while now. You see that little kind of white spot in the middle? But I think it's just some sort of a growth on the coral. This is not, like, this is part of the coral. So maybe just like a new growth, how it's spurting or something, but no, not that. Alexandros Zamts is saying, it's funny, you try to bring polyp extension and I try to keep them alive. My friend, if you look at my YouTube channel, I've been there too many times where you are, and I don't want to say I'm necessarily advanced. I think I just have too many scars, and I got my share of literal skeletons in my closet of all the corals that I've managed to kill. Even just a few years ago, if you look back, I was just tearing my hair out because of things dying left, right, and center, and I couldn't really figure out this and that. This is a very fascinating hobby, and that's why I'm kind of in it. But I'm cruising right now. I got to a certain altitude of at least, things are pretty decent, and now I've embarked on a new challenge. And there's so many folks that I admire that just completely on another level. And I think this is part of this hobby, is trying to move forward and try to just get as much of mastership as possible. Like it's with anything else. It doesn't matter whether you're into knives or painting or skiing or whatever it is. There's always levels and there's always something. And I'm amazed how much I learn from everybody every single day. I'm being as honest as I can here. So that's yet another coral. And yeah, so there's no bugs. There's no bugs. Okay, we are gonna wrap up in a minute or two with this thing, and then we're gonna have a floor open for some Q&A. So if you've got some questions or something else you want me to kind of chat for a few minutes, write them below. I'll address them. Otherwise, I'll just say a few things here. I did promise to talk about acropora eating flatworms, and while I think they were a huge thing, I think we are done with them. I honestly think that. So I think you will not, and very soon I don't think you're actually going to see them in the hobby. That's my prediction, because we figure out a way to treat them. It's super easy. It's super convenient. What is it? The flubendazole or whatever that thing is. It's in the angel food. You can get some angel food from US that has it, and then just a pinch a day. You feed your fish for a couple of weeks, and that's it. You're done. You don't have any of the acropora eating flatworms ever again. It's really crazy from that perspective. I seen the crawling on the acroskin. I spotted them with 100 magnifying glass. I can't find any when I take frag out for closer inspection. Interceptor my tank, and I haven't seen them since. Well, keep in mind, I have done several treatment of interceptor on this aquarium, and I did that prophylactically. It's like I just did it before even seeing anything. So we might be in the same boat, you and I. Here we are, and I think that's the last one. So this is Marvin the Martian, and this guy, it's kind of weird. Like in some tanks, it's like super puffy and the polyps are really out. But this guy has like been, decent polyp extension, but nothing crazy. And again, so that's why I took it out, like just to see if there's anything. And I'm not seeing anything in there that would be upsetting it, as far as I can tell. You tell me if I'm missing something, but I don't think so. Like, look, it's nice and healthy. This is just a couple of shots I took from my tank, the display tank. So this is different, and these were evening shots. I just kind of thought they were nice, and then you'll get a little video of my sea urchin, which I thought was just cat's pajamas. Hold on a second. We're gonna see it right here. Yeah, like I thought that was a pretty cool shot. It's carrying some skeleton on it. All right, so that is all the close-up stuff. I'm gonna turn this off now, and I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger right here. And yeah, I guess, as I was saying before, the goal of this series is to really put an end to all the speculation about the polyp extension. I think right now we still don't know what it is. Some folks have it and some don't. And I think everybody attributes that to different aspects. I think there's definitely commonalities, and there's a few things that are a must. Like if your salinity is out of whack, or if your temperature is off, or your alkalinity is, 20 or whatever it is, you'll have other issues. Like let's get to the state where all of the parameters and all the husbandry is already kind of following the best practices. But even if you do, and I think I'm a pretty good example of that. I do follow pretty much all of the best practices. Some folks just have very, very nice PE, and I think mine is all right, but not crazy. And I'm really curious why. So that is exactly what I am embarking on. So stay tuned on this particular topic. There's going to be more videos, and I hope if it's going to take a week or a year, I don't know, but I think it's an excellent challenge, and I'm going to continue on this, and you can follow along with me on this journey, and then hopefully together we will try. And it's a two-way street where if you have an idea of that, of what I can try, I'll do it. So a couple of things. Reeferfish is saying, will you continue Interceptor? If so, how long interval will you do? I don't know. I can do another dose of Interceptor, but this is exactly why I kind of did this particular video. Is I just don't want to dose things because they're magical or that there's something there that I don't understand. I understand when we don't see things, or somebody doesn't want to go downstairs at night and catch them in the action, or go through all this trouble. Like, it actually is a lot of trouble to get them in action. Like, it took me like an hour of video editing and everything else to show you this, and I don't mind doing it again, but what I'm concerned about is just trying to throw more meds at this for whatever reason. Same as I'm not a big believer in, let's say, throwing aminos or anything else unless I at least have some idea of what it's going to do. I've been doing this long enough to know that all those magical things are great, but they don't really necessarily move our understanding of things. Alexandros saying, I disturb you another time. Water box 65 all in one. 4 Radeon XR15 Gen 5 blue. I love Gen 5 blues. This is what I run on my farm. So 80% intensity. Parameters with ICP test all in range, but my frags get pale after a week and after bye-bye. I think 80% intensity is too much if you've got 4 Radeon XR15s. I would lower it. Also, I would ask you about your light duration. Don't do too much of it. I think maybe shorten it to 8 hours, and back off on the intensity. You can download my schedule if you want. But it doesn't really matter. Worldwide Corals has amazing schedules. There's lots of amazing schedules already out there. But if things go pale, usually that's a sign of that. And one more thing, make sure that your phosphates and nitrates are in the water column, and there's at least some. Because if your phosphates and nitrates are close to 0, that's very, very bad. And in my opinion. So I would definitely recommend those steps. And I think, we talked about incorporating flatworms. We touched upon these things. So folks, make sure to check out aquaticlog.com. If you are on Aquatic Log, if you're on iPhone, there's a new version available. So this is my app right here. Let's just see if you can see it. I love it. This is good stuff. So I make the app myself, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do without it. So in the new one, I've completely redesigned the inhabitants screen. It's a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to keep track of parameters and a whole bunch of other things, and your inhabitants. And the Android version is coming shortly. So make sure to check out Aquatic Log. It's a free app for one aquarium. So basically, you can keep track of all of your inhabitants and a whole bunch of other things. And that's that's also what I do. So check out that. Check out treasurecorals.com, which is my website where I do a lot of 3D printed stuff, and also the corals if you are in Canada. And God of Jackpots says, hi, sir. Hi, God of Jackpots. That's a cool name right there. this is that's what I do. I'm really impressed with the latest version of Aquatic Log. You know what? I will very quickly show you this because I gotta. There's something cool here that I want to show you. So 1 second. Okay. We will do the application. So window capture. And we will do simulator. 1 second. 16 Pro. Right here. Beautiful. So let's show it to you right now. That is the app that I make right here. It's kind of cool. Zenod is saying, I take 4 to 6 interceptor dose each treatment. Each dose should last 24 to 48 hours. Total 3 treatments minimum, 7 days apart for each treatment. One treatment will kill most of the adults within 2-3 hours. So why do you do 3 of them? And why do you think they have to be minimum? Just because of the you're trying to kill the eggs, or meaning like the next hatch of eggs? Is that why you're doing it? I'm curious. All right, so I was showing Aquatic Log. Like I said, it's an app. This is all of my parameters, and by the way, you can actually see. I think this is a test environment. I don't have alkalinity of 5.0, but if you go to aquaticlog.com, you'll actually see this. But these are all my different aquariums. This is my main display tank. It'll tell you some of the warnings when things are high or low. And then you can have, let's start with the farm. You can have reminders right off the home screen, which is a really, really useful thing. So you don't need to go anywhere. You start the app. I have my reminders. I know I need to measure my phosphate. So let's say my phosphates right now is 0.1. Boom, done. So I've just measured the phosphate. Here it is, just added. I can do different things like dosing, water changes, and other things. And if we go inside, there's a lot more advanced options with the reminders, with inhabitants, products, diary, water changes, dosing, feeding, maintenance, my photos. And the latest one, I've really redesigned inhabitants. So you can easily click it. Like with one click, you can add a new inhabitant. You can look them up. Let's say I just got the powder blue tank. Boom. I can click on that and I can add it to a wish list if I wanted to. I can say how many I got, what was the price, where I got it from, give it a nickname. Maybe it's a coral, maybe it's an invertebrate, blah, blah, blah. Like all of that good stuff. And I can browse my, let's say, coral selection. I know where I got them from, and I can look up some of the details of what they are. So it's really cool. I'm really happy with the inhabitants, and I think the Aquatic Log app itself went. It's quite advanced now. You can easily repeat dosing if you wanted to, like with one click, like all of those cool things. So really, really cool. Check out. Yeah, I develop it myself natively for both iPhone and Android, so it's kind of cool. All right, let's answer a few more questions here. I think that's the next thing. I think we can't rely on the power meter on the new LED lights. Yeah, you know what? If you look at folks that like Worldwide Corals and others, like a lot of reefers I know as well, don't even own a power meter, nor do they care, because in the end it's all observation, and you can't just, like, I've had situations where I would start a new aquarium and I would just have the same light, same schedule, same power, put it there, and guess what? My corals are all freaking out and dying because I'm burning them. So you don't want to do that. because there's just so many variables. So probably number one advice in all of this is watch your coral, watch your tank, observe, 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 and that's exactly what we're doing today in this video. So, all right, I think we're gonna end on this. I hope you enjoyed today's coffee pest hunt. I don't think we found anything per se. I can continue on the interceptor doses, but I don't know. Just I honestly don't know what else we can do here. But we'll tag along, and who knows? Maybe 2 months from now, I'll be saying you have to do 10 interceptor treatments or something like that. But I want to catch somebody in action. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next episode. Stop recording.